So today we're going to talk about something really powerful. It's this idea that the smallest actions, the ones that feel totally insignificant, are actually the secret to huge, life-changing results. We're not talking about massive, draining efforts here. We're talking about tiny habits that fly completely under the radar.
But what about those big goals, like New Year's resolutions that never seem to stick?
That right there is the exact problem. And listen, if you've ever felt like a failure because a new habit didn't stick, you have to understand this. You're not lazy. The problem isn't your discipline. You are literally fighting your own brain's design, which is hardwired to resist any kind of drastic change. Its job is to keep things the same.
And that biological resistance? Well, it creates this nasty, vicious cycle. It's the very reason our typical all-or-nothing approach to self-improvement is almost guaranteed to fail right from the start.
Okay, so let's break down why this happens. See, big changes, they set off your brain's alarm system. They drain our willpower, which we only have a limited amount of each day. And if you miss one day, that all-or-nothing thinking kicks in and tells you to just quit. But small changes? They're sneaky. They're so small your brain doesn't even see them as a threat. They take almost no effort, and they build the one thing that actually matters: consistency.
So if big goals are doomed to fail, what's the secret that successful people know?
Right! They get it. They understand this incredibly powerful force that's working behind the scenes. It's called compounding. It's where these tiny, consistent efforts slowly build up into an absolute avalanche of results.
And this is the core idea, the whole shebang, the compound effect. It's all about reaping these huge rewards from small, smart choices. But here are the two magic ingredients. They have to be done consistently over a long period of time. And you know what? The results are totally invisible at first, which is exactly why most people give up way too soon.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this quote right here. Big changes do not come from big, heroic efforts. They come from small things that you do over and over and over again. It's not about the intensity of what you do, it's about the consistency. That is the engine that drives real transformation.
That all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in real life? Perfect question. Because this is where the idea stops being a theory and becomes a practical tool you can start using like today. Let's look at some real-world examples.
Okay, let's talk about health and energy. Instead of promising yourself you'll hit the gym for an hour every day, just start with 2 minutes of movement when you wake up. That's it. Or drink 1 glass of water before your morning coffee. My favorite is this one: docking your phone in another room at 10 p.m. It sounds so tiny, right? But over a few months, that single action creates an automatic, tech-free bedtime routine that completely transforms your sleep.
You can use the same principle to retrain your focus. Instead of trying to meditate for 30 minutes, just take 3 deep breaths before you open your email. That tiny little pause, when it compounds, leads to so much less stress. Or try this: read 1 single page of a book before you let yourself scroll social media. A year from now, you'll have read almost 20 books without even trying.
And you know what? This even applies to our relationships. It's not about the grand gestures. It's about making small, daily deposits of trust. Give 1 genuine compliment a day. That simple act trains your brain to see the good in people. And a daily 5-minute check-in with someone you care about, that builds a far stronger connection over a year than any big, fancy event ever could.
These examples are really powerful, but where do I even begin?
I get it.
It can still feel overwhelming. So let's create a super simple plan to get you started without any of that stress.
Okay, here's the strategy. In week 1, you're going to pick just 1 single behavior that takes less than 2 minutes, and you're going to link it to something you already do, like doing 10 quick stretches right after you brush your teeth. For the next few weeks, your only job is to show up for that one thing. Don't add anything new. Only when it feels totally automatic, like you don't even think about it, should you even consider adding another. The key here is patience.
And you have to be aware of the pitfalls. These are what I call the compound effect killers. The biggest one? Starting with too many habits at once. Your brain can really only automate 1 new thing at a time. Another huge one is expecting immediate results. You probably won't see much for the first few months, and that is totally normal. So please, don't compare your day 1 to someone else's year 5.
Okay, but let's be honest. When do you actually see the payoff?
That's the question everyone asks, right? Let's talk about the long game, because this is so important.
This timeline right here helps manage expectations perfectly. For the first month, I'm just going to tell you, your new habit is going to feel almost pointless. That's the test.
Can you be patient? By month 6, you'll start to notice small improvements. Then, by year 1, the effects are undeniable. By year 2, people will start asking you for your secret. And after 5 years, you'll look back and realize you actually became the person you always wanted to be. Just one tiny, consistent step at a time.
So, it really all comes down to this one question. Forget about next year. Forget about next month. What is the one simple, 2-minute action that you can start today?
Hey, if you love this, do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to our channel for more explainers just like this one.